You see them, you talk to them, and you've got a feeling there's something more, but you're just not sure. Are they just being incredibly friendly, or are you missing the hidden clues they might be sending your way every single day? It's that confusing space that can feel agonizing, leaving you replaying conversations and second-guessing every little interaction. Well, the truth is, genuine love often speaks in whispers, not shouts. While you might be looking for a big, obvious sign, a grand gesture that leaves no room for doubt, their true feelings are often revealed in small, subconscious actions. These are the moments that can fly under the radar, the subtle shifts in behavior that you might miss, but your intuition picks up on. So today, we're going to decode that secret language. We'll break down the 11 hidden signs that someone truly loves you, all backed by psychology, so you can stop guessing and finally get some clarity. We're moving beyond the cliches and into what the science of connection and attraction can tell us about when someone's heart is quietly, but completely, yours. Sign 1. They practice complete acceptance, not just toleration. First, and maybe the most profound sign of true love, is that they accept you without judgment. And this isn't just about them putting up with your quirks or tolerating your flaws. It's a deep, fundamental acceptance of who you are at your core. Psychologically, this kind of acceptance creates a powerful sense of emotional safety. When you're with someone who truly loves you, you feel like you can be your most authentic self without ever fearing criticism or rejection. Think about it. We all wear masks. We've got a professional mask for work, a polite mask for acquaintances, and a carefully constructed social mask for the rest of the world. Taking those masks off is an act of extreme vulnerability. But a person who loves you creates a safe space where those masks can just fall away. You don't have to pretend to be stronger, funnier, or more put together than you actually are. You can admit you had a bad day, confess an insecurity, or share a weird, nerdy hobby, and it's not only met with non-judgment but often with genuine appreciation. This is so different from simple tolerance. Tolerance feels like someone is just putting up with you. You can almost feel them gritting their teeth when you do that one annoying thing. But acceptance is active, not passive. It's when they love you because of your unique, imperfect humanity, not in spite of it. They don't see your vulnerabilities as defects that need to be fixed, but as part of the complete person they adore. Researchers say this feeling of being fully seen and accepted is a cornerstone of deep, lasting trust and intimacy. So when someone gives you the freedom to be unapologetically you, it's not just kindness, it's one of the clearest signs of real love. Sign 2. Their body language unconsciously orients toward you. Words can be tricky, but the body rarely lies. One of the most reliable, science-backed signs of love is revealed through subconscious body language, specifically, body pointing and mirroring. Psychology suggests that when we feel a deep connection or attraction to someone, our bodies instinctively try to align with them. This isn't about big, obvious gestures, but subtle shifts. Notice their posture when you're together. Are their feet and torso consistently pointed in your direction, even if they're talking to someone else in a group? This is a subconscious signal known as body pointing, and it shows that their attention is tethered to you. It's as if their body is saying, "I'm with you," even when their conversation has to be somewhere else for a moment. Then, there's mirroring. This is the unconscious imitation of someone else's gestures or posture. If you cross your legs and a moment later they cross theirs, or you pick up your drink and they do the same, it's probably not a coincidence. This behavior is rooted in our mirror neurons, the part of the brain that helps us feel empathy and build rapport. When someone is in love, their brain is so highly attuned to the person they adore that their body starts to sync up without them even realizing it. It's a primal way of signaling, "Hey, we're on the same wavelength. We're a team." So if you notice their body is consistently open, facing you, and subtly matching your rhythm, you're likely witnessing a powerful, nonverbal declaration of love. Sign 3. They remember the little, insignificant details. Does this person remember that you hate cilantro? Do they bring up a random story you told weeks ago about your childhood pet? If so, pay close attention. Remembering small, seemingly insignificant details is a huge psychological indicator of love. From a cognitive standpoint, our brains are constantly filtering information because we just can't remember everything about everyone we meet. We prioritize what's important. When someone consistently remembers the little things about you, it's a sign that their brain has flagged you as a high-priority individual. It means you're taking up a lot of their mental real estate. This isn't just about having a good memory, it's about active, attentive listening. When someone is in love, they don't just hear your words, they absorb them. This heightened state of attention is driven by the brain's reward system. Neuroscience shows that when we're in love, interactions with our beloved can trigger a release of dopamine, which makes paying attention to you a genuinely rewarding activity. So, when they bring up something you mentioned in passing, they are non-verbally communicating, "I was listening, what you say matters to me, and I think about you even when you're not around." These small acts of recall are the building blocks of feeling seen and valued. It's not about grand gestures, but about the quiet, consistent proof that you are important enough to be remembered in detail. Sign 4. They practice empathy, not just sympathy. There's a huge difference between sympathy and empathy, and it's where true love often shows up. Sympathy is feeling for someone. It's like looking down into a pit and saying, "Wow, that looks tough down there." But empathy is feeling with someone. It's climbing down into the pit with them and saying, "I'm here with you, and we'll figure this out together." Psychology identifies empathy, the ability to understand and share someone else's feelings, as a cornerstone of deep connection. When someone truly loves you, they show what's called emotional attunement. This means they don't just notice your emotions, they resonate with them. Your joy is their joy. Your pain is their pain. This isn't always easy for them. It's simple to be around someone who's happy and successful. But a person who truly loves you doesn't back away when you're sad, frustrated, or feeling defeated. In fact, they lean in. They don't just offer empty platitudes like, "Don't worry, it'll be okay." Instead, they validate your feelings with something like, "That sounds incredibly frustrating," or "I can see why you're so hurt." They connect with the emotion first, before trying to fix the problem. This empathetic response is tied to our mirror neurons, which allow us to simulate another person's emotional state in our own minds. Someone who loves you has a highly activated empathy circuit when it comes to you. They aren't just a good listener, they're emotionally co-regulating with you. This willingness to enter your emotional world is a profound sign that their connection to you is the real deal. Sign 5. They champion your personal growth and independency. A common myth about love is that it's about two people merging into one. But psychological research shows that in healthy relationships, the opposite is true. A partner who truly loves you doesn't want to possess you, they want to see you flourish as your own person. They actively encourage your personal growth, your hobbies, and your friendships, even the ones that don't involve them. This sign can be subtle, but it's incredibly important. Someone who is just infatuated or insecure might feel threatened when you have your own life. They might get jealous of time you spend with friends or subtly discourage you from chasing a goal that might take up more of your time. This all comes from a fear of losing you. But true love operates from a place of security and abundance, not fear. A loving partner is confident in your connection. They see you as a whole person, not just their other half. They get that your individual happiness actually contributes to the health of the relationship. They'll be your biggest cheerleader, celebrating your wins and pushing you to take that class you're nervous about. They'll genuinely want to hear about the great time you had with your friends. This encouragement shows massive respect for you as an individual. It's a way of saying, "I love you for who you are, and I also love the person you're becoming." They aren't afraid of your growth because they plan on growing right alongside you. This support for your independence isn't a sign of distance, it's a sign of a deep, trusting, and mature love. Sign 6. They argue constructively, not destructively. Every relationship has conflict. Disagreements are not only inevitable, but they can even be healthy. The real sign of love isn't the absence of arguments, but how someone argues. When someone truly loves you, their goal in a fight is to solve the problem, not to win the argument. Relationship psychologists have found that the difference between successful and unsuccessful couples often boils down to their conflict style. Destructive arguing is defined by criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling when arguments become personal attacks filled with blame and sarcasm. In contrast, someone who loves you argues constructively. Even when they're upset, they focus on the problem, not the person. Instead of saying, "You're so lazy," a character attack, they might say, "I feel overwhelmed and I need more help with the chores," expressing a need. Instead of shutting down, they stay engaged, even when it's tough. This shows a fundamental respect for you and the relationship. It shows that even when they're angry, they still see you as their partner, not their opponent. They seek compromise because their priority is the long-term health of your bond. Arguing this way is hard, so when someone consistently tries to argue with respect, it's a huge sign they're in it for the long haul. Alright, we are just over halfway through, and if any of these signs are hitting home or giving you an aha moment, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel and lets me know you're finding this useful. And if you're serious about understanding the psychology of relationships, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because you won't want to miss what's coming up. Now, let's get back to the signs. Sign 7. Their touch is about connection, not just passion. Physical touch is an obvious part of a romantic relationship, but the type of touch can reveal the real depth of someone's feelings. While passionate touch is driven by desire, connection-oriented touch is all about affection, comfort, and reinforcing a bond. When someone is truly in love, their touch extends far beyond the bedroom. Neuroscience tells us that gentle, affectionate touch releases oxytocin, often called the love hormone or bonding hormone. This chemical is crucial for creating feelings of trust, safety, and attachment. Someone who is deeply in love will subconsciously seek out these little moments of connection. Look for the non-sexual, casual touches. It's the hand on your back as you walk through a crowd. The brush of their hand against yours when you're sitting next to each other. It might be them instinctively fixing a stray strand of hair or brushing lint off your shoulder. These gestures seem tiny, but they are powerful, unconscious signals. They are a way of saying, "I'm here, I'm connected to you, and I want to be close." This type of touch is often protective and reassuring. It's not asking for anything in return, its only purpose is to maintain and strengthen the emotional bond. If you notice they find little excuses to make respectful physical contact, it's a strong indicator that their brain is wired to feel safe and happy when they're close to you, a primal expression of genuine love. Sign 8. They make consistent, unprompted efforts. In the early days of dating, people put in a ton of effort to impress each other. But as time goes on, that initial infatuation can fade, and so can the effort. True, lasting love, however, is all about consistent, ongoing effort. It's about showing up, not just on the good days, but every day. Psychology frames love not just as a feeling, but as a series of actions and a conscious commitment. Someone who truly loves you gets this. They make the relationship a priority, not an afterthought. This effort shows up in countless small, everyday actions that prove their investment. It could be them getting up a few minutes early to make your coffee just the way you like it. It might be them quietly taking care of a chore they know you hate, without being asked. Or maybe it's them planning a simple date night because they know you've been stressed. These aren't grand, dramatic gestures, but they are the bedrock of a secure and loving partnership. These acts of service are a love language that speaks volumes. The consistency is what matters. It shows their desire to make you happy isn't just a fleeting impulse, it's a sustained motivation. They are actively investing their time and energy into the well-being of the relationship. When you see this pattern of steady, unprompted effort, you are seeing love in its most practical and reliable form. Sign 9. You are a frequent subject of their intrusive positive thinking. Have you ever been in love and found that the other person just pops into your head for no reason? You're in a meeting or just walking down the street, and a thought of them will suddenly appear, often bringing a smile to your face. Psychologists refer to this as intrusive thinking, and in the context of love, it's overwhelmingly positive. Neuroscientist Dr. Helen Fisher and her colleagues found that people in the early stages of intense romantic love spend, on average, over 85% of their waking hours thinking about their beloved. This is linked to a decrease in serotonin levels, which is a state similar to what's seen in people with obsessive-compulsive disorder. In other words, their brain becomes obsessed with you in the best way possible. A person who loves you will show subtle signs of this. They might send you a text in the middle of the day saying, "I just saw something that made me think of you." They might tell you, "You were in my dream last night," or mention that a random song on the radio brought you to mind. These aren't just cute messages, they are windows into their mind. They're evidence that you have become an active, persistent presence. This intrusive positive thinking is a sign that their brain's reward system is highly activated by thoughts of you. The dopamine system, which drives motivation and craving, makes them think about you because the thought itself is pleasurable. So when they let it slip that you're on their mind, it's a genuine sign that, on a neurochemical level, you've become a central and wonderful part of their life. Sign 10. They see your potential and want to help you reach it. When someone truly loves you, they don't just see you for who you are right now. They also see the incredible person you have the potential to become. And they don't just see it, they actively want to help you get there. This goes way beyond simple encouragement. It's a form of active, supportive partnership. This is related to what psychologists C. R. Snyder called hope theory. A loving partner invests hope in your future. They believe in your abilities, often more than you believe in yourself. They're the person who sits with you to practice for a big job interview or helps you create a plan to achieve a personal goal. Now, this isn't about controlling you or molding you into their ideal partner. That would be manipulation. Instead, it's about helping you become a more fully realized version of yourself. They support your dreams, not the dreams they have for you. For example, if you want to be a writer, they'll buy you books on writing or make sure you have quiet time to work, not because they want to be with a writer, but because they want you to feel fulfilled by achieving your own dream. This belief in your potential is a profound expression of love. It communicates, I see your best self, and I'm so confident it exists that I'm willing to invest my own time and energy to help you bring it to life. It's the ultimate form of partnership, to people working not just for the good of the relationship, but for the good of each other as individuals. Sign 11. They create a feeling of home for your soul. Final, and perhaps most powerful sign, is the feeling they create within you. Beyond all the actions and words, true love cultivates a profound sense of psychological safety and belonging. It just feels like coming home. Psychology and neuroscience suggest that love can deactivate the neural pathways in our brain associated with fear and social judgment. When you're with the right person, the part of your brain that's always on high alert, the amygdala, our fear center, actually calms down. This is why being with them feels so peaceful. It's not just a poetic idea, it's a neurobiological reality. The constant, low-level anxiety of am I good enough, or do they really like me, starts to fade, and it's replaced by a quiet certainty. This feeling of home is a combination of many of the signs we've talked about: acceptance, empathy, and security. It's the feeling that you can be completely vulnerable without being judged. It's knowing they'll be there for you when things get tough. It's the comfort of sitting in silence together without it feeling weird. The relationship stops being a source of stress and instead becomes your safe harbor from the outside world. You'll know this feeling not by a surge of excitement, but by a sense of deep calm in their presence. Your nervous system settles. You can breathe a little deeper. You feel seen, heard, and cherished for exactly who you are. This feeling is the ultimate sign of genuine love. It's when your soul can finally take off its armor and rest, knowing it's safe. So there you have it, 11 hidden signs, backed by psychology, that someone's love for you is the real deal. From the unconscious way they point their feet toward you, to their ability to argue with respect, to the profound sense of peace they bring to your soul. Real love is rarely like the movies. It's quieter, more subtle, and built on a foundation of small, consistent actions that show respect, empathy, and unwavering commitment. By learning to recognize these signs, you can move past the confusion and get the clarity you deserve. True love doesn't always shout, but if you look closely, it's always there in the details. Now, I have a question for you, and I'd love for you to be honest in the comments below. Which of these hidden signs have you personally witnessed in a relationship? Sharing your story might just be the insight that someone else needs to see today. Thanks so much for watching. If you got value out of this, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the psychology of human connection. Until next time, take care.